Yeah. Okay. So, we have everything done to start putting the ceiling in. I just finished the crossbars. I wanted to do that while the ceiling was out because the air is a lot better. And you know, the crossbars, yeah, they were level to my eyes if I close one. Oh yeah, they look level. Whoa, jeez, dude! Really breaking it in.
No, I just want all this fucking shit out of the fucking everything's fucking fucked. Is
yeah, the back's at the right spot.
Okay.
I can double check it since we didn't tweak.
You make it wider, you add volume.
I know. That's what I need right now. Should be thick in the back. Thick with 2 C's. Anyways, so you'll see we did bow it, but then the back didn't want to, so I'm gonna weld the ceiling to right here. It will go all the way because I only cut 6 feet off and we're putting an 8-foot sheet on and I extended it 2 feet. You are struggling. Anyways, so we'll weld it here and then I can ratchet this together. Yeah. So it should work out. I welded 2 little tabs right here. That way when we set the sheet here, it doesn't just take off. And this is rusted out on both sides because that's where the front of the fill hole was a steel guide. So manure wouldn't flow all the way to forwards and it just rusted out. Christoph's working on Alex's tanker, getting it ready. No clue how well this is about to work. But we're about to do something. So, we're gonna...
You like your extendo stick?
I gotta use my... We extended it.
Cut that out, must be?
Cut what out?
That?
I don't need to, it's barely long enough.
Oh, okay.
Probably gonna put the jack right here.
Well, have it go over it. Pick it up and I'll push it over it. Okay.
Pull that.
You? Yeah, I did that.
Technically, if you welded it on the bottom first, probably gonna be the easiest.
Yeah, pretty much you can weld 4 or 5 different places. Auger's heavy.
But yeah, I was figuring if we weld that side, pulling it down, or using something to roll it down, I don't know.
Well, it's level. If you pick it up like that, what you could do is you could put something in the middle and you just come up and pull the outside and bend it.
Yep. This right here is the meeting of
the minds.
I would say minds, but I'd say I don't know what the right word is, but the meeting.
A meeting. We don't know.
A meeting. Not much brain cells, but we're doing a meeting. So.
I'm gonna be the welder.
I welded those lips. It's working perfectly. I'll lift this up so that way that is a good seam. Ferdy will tack it or do whatever. We'll give them a helmet this time so that way it's not the Pakistan style. I love those videos on Facebook.
The engineer.
They got their flip-flops and their sunglasses that they pop in front of their face for 10 seconds to weld, and they just hammer it out.
Should we come out on the bottom?
All right.
Yeah, otherwise I don't think it'll reach. Yeah. Because he had a hard time reaching the
center pieces already.
How am I gonna get down now?
We'll figure it out. If I want to do the middle first, maybe not. I don't know. Sort of.
No, he's pushing the whole wall. Hey, we might have to put a bar in right here.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, push. A little more. Keep going. Yeah, hold it. Back her up. Hey, you're good.
Okay. Alrighty. A little bit of gap there, but we can fill that in. Not too bad. It's even got the same curve to it. We had to weld the plate here, and then we pulled it with the come along and
It looks like a hack job. That's what it looks like.
well, now we just gotta get the bow in there.
That's what the jack's for.
Yeah, so yeah, the jack's supposed to hold in the middle, and then we gotta work our way down. But yeah,
That's what this is for. We're gonna set that, and then we're gonna yank it down somehow.
all right.
I don't know how yet.
Well, we'll figure it out. All right, next part.
We're at one of those moments of we had an idea, and it's working. So we got the jack holding our rounding point, and then we ain't got nothing here, and we're not fat enough
I know.
to bend this. Ferdy needs to gain some pounds.
Yeah, or we need Christoph here.
He was here, but he had to go put a light switch in somewheres.
I can push it down a little bit, and then you might have to help me.
So I have to stand on this jack, but I'm lifting off pretty close to where it's jacking, and it's working.
I can.
Oh, I know what I can use. Here, try this. I just realized I had this down here because I needed that to put the, can't see anything, but those cross member plates, I had to kind of squeeze that steel because I cannot take my foot off this jack because it'll lift up. I weigh just enough. And I cut this off here because it did go to here, and then it was the fill hole, but it was so rusty that it wasn't worth leaving on there. Holy crap. No one
to fill that center piece up though. But
yeah, we got one of those plates that are right here. This 1/2 inch plate, because it only has to go to about here, because then the fill box comes in.
and the backside need a little bit, but
Yep.
I think that's good right there. I'll weld that.
No one's ever said we're smart, but we did figure it out. The thing that's gonna kind of suck, which I think we should do, is weld a bar from here straight down to keep that curve.
Right.
Because as soon as I take this come along off, this bow's gone. Because you can see right here where I'm pulling is a little bit lower, but if Ferdy gets on a jack after, he can look straight and see if I gotta pull this down more. We'll weld the bar here, and I think we can make this work. And then do the same thing on this side, and this tank extension slash repair isn't even going as bad as I thought. I thought this ceiling was going to be the hardest part, which it kind of is, but I honestly thought it was going to go even harder than this, because I thought the payloader was going to be coming here to push this down. It was going to bend one way or another. Just 1/8 inch steel is a lot easier to work with, but it's just thin.
This is not 8.
No, this is 3/16 that we're using this time, but normally we use 1/8 inch when we're doing tank repairs, because you can bend it pretty easy, and it lasts quite a while. But I'm trying to do this tank to where when I patch a section, I shouldn't have to for a long time again. Yep. So we have a 1 plate in, so we picked this up. It's almost a little taller, but it doesn't matter. We put cross member in here holding this peak, and then I stuck the jack in back here, jacked that up to round that back corner because it didn't want to round. And now we're gonna put one piece from that corner to there just to hold the bow, and that way I can take my jack off, because we're gonna need that on this side. And then we'll probably have to do the same thing on this side, and then we'll leave all that in here until the back wall is in and welded, and then I'll cut that stuff out. So yeah, Ferdy, we're just using steel that we got, so Ferdy will weld that in right there real quick. I don't know where you put that, but yeah, this is working out pretty good.
Right there,
All right, we got 2 tabs welded on this side, and push it. There we go. We made a fat joke when you weren't here, Carl.
You.
Who else than you? You really asked who? Definitely not about me. Whoa, buddy. And he's in there holding it.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Or
It's like a fucking maze trying to get in there.
No.
Right.
I got steel bars everywhere. If you turn the jack, you can hold it up with that for now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, we're trying to hold every angle.
This needs.
1 second, huh? And once it's up, we can get the welder here.
Oh, this is pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I'll turn. I'll hit the corner. Okay.
Yeah, you jack in the middle. We should do that corner first.
All right, call it for the night. It's 8:30. Christop's got some sap to haul. Yeah. But we have made good progress on this thing. So this bar right here is holding this bow, and the bow isn't actually identical to this side because for some reason the front of the tank, they're not bowed the same, mainly probably because of the baffles I put in, but it's not a big deal. No one's gonna see. It's gonna be hauling manure, but trying to keep it just equal. That way the steel flows correctly. So what we're gonna do tomorrow is I gotta slide this jack to the middle, put the come along in the middle, and I just gotta pull it down, and maybe weld a plate across the top to hold these two together all the way, and then get it all sitting correctly. And then once that's good, I can put the back sheet on. because I will be done with all the stuff in here. So that way this wall holds. And then the last thing will be the fill hole. So I think we've, it is a lot of effort here at the end to get this bowed correctly, but once it's painted, I won't have to deal with this, with the top part, because that normally rusts out first because that's where all the manure sits from filling, so I won't have to mess with that for a long time. And then
It'll be good for a few years.
it'll be good. And everything else, like side stuff, when it comes to having to replate in the future, it's pretty flat welding.
Yeah,
So we'll see. Everything else is still 1/8" thick, so it's still pretty thick for being a 2009 manure tank. But I'd rather the skid steer down. They need it to clean barns in the morning. So.
Yep. Okay. So we got 2 of them up there. They are double teaming this thing. Getting her done. Nothing. Tell them the camera you guys are double teaming it. And I'm gonna finish this thing up today. In a couple hours it'll be done. I'm gonna weld I welded a new hook on for the legs. I just gotta cut it a little shorter. This will go here, so we don't have to use a pipe wrench half the time. We'll finish that up. Check all the brakes, all the oil, all the air, and she will be thrown out of here. Hopefully in an hour or 2 she'll be out. And then I'll take the fix right in and we will put some new bolts in that. Maybe Marcos can spread some hard shit today. They are going at it. Alright, so I pulled in the Pictite. I think they got the whole top welded already on that. They're welding inside. At least Andreas says, thought he had to go somewhere. And now I'm gonna put some new bolts in. Some of these. Got one here. Another one there. There. And a few, and then this is pretty amazing. This thing. This is a, oh shit, 3/8 cable. It's probably bigger. I'm not sure. It got hooked. And it wrapped it right around this, and it snapped this cable off. Look at that. It kept on going. Gotta give it to her. That's pretty goddamn tough. If that was an older shit spreader, I don't know if that would make it. So, gotta give it to it. I mean, it hooked it right there, or maybe up higher so it's bent. Must have been hooked up there and they fucking ripped it. It makes more sense up there because that's where the cable was. Snapped it right in half. Kept right on going. So we'll put some new bolts in it and we'll let her have it. Grease it. Check the air. I think one tire loses a little. This one loses a little bit of air. And she'd be like new again. This is going to be the 3rd year for it, I think. Yeah, 3rd year for us, but I mean, somebody else had it before. Definitely been a good shit spreader.
Well, been working on a couple different things. Got done all the major welding, and then Marcus, where'd you find that? I was looking for the big chalk. Okay, so he's out of school here. And we brought the 60 down from the heifer barn. This one holds pretty decent. And you could pull it away now, Marcus. We butted up against this. He pushed on it and I went in there and chalked it. So that'll do half this wall, actually a little bit more than half. And then, well, leave it up. We're gonna put it on the other side, lay it out flat and cut it. So you can see the markings. And I figured that was the best way to get this shape exact, because we are shaping it, but you know, it's not going to be as exact or as the same as everywhere else, because we were physically bending this steel with jacks and come along. So I mean, it's gonna be a little different. And this way, the shape is right for what this is. And then the back piece, I'm gonna cut out the old back plating that has the spouts, and just the tubes that are like the reinforcement. That's gonna go back on and weld it to the back wall. I got that cut out. Ferdy sweeped out all that steel pieces that I had in there from all the hammering. So Marcus is running this. We do have those chunks of steel that are holding the angles in far enough so this plate should just sit a little bit, like about an inch in is the plan. Go that way a little, Marcus. Well, up. Yeah. Up a little. Up.
I gotta go though. I gotta help you.
Okay, forwards.
I gotta go. I'm putting the panel.
Okay. Well, working on the back here. We got it on there and stuff. I didn't record it anymore. So we got it on here. Ferdy showed up. He helped me tack it. I realized somehow, some way, I screwed up on the measuring. Everything's perfect up there. Fit nice and snug. Right here was a little bit of a gap, but that wall was perfect. And then down here, just an inch. Completely vanished on my chalking. But it wasn't a big deal. I just measured this in here, took the plasma cutter, snipped out a piece, slipped it right in there, and Ferdy's gonna weld that in. So half this tank will be good, and then I'm gonna get the skid steer on the second plate, and then we'll hang it against there, we'll chalk it from the inside and do the same thing. I have a little hole in the bottom that I've never opened, but it's kind of the only way I'm gonna get those leads in there for welding. I might have to heat up the nuts with a torch so they don't snap, if they don't go right away. Why?
How are you gonna paint it? You can't get inside.
Paint what?
How are you gonna weld it after?
I mean, I have to torch it after. Weld what?
I guess you can.
I'll let Ferdy stay in there. And then he welds it shut.
Yeah, and then he's gonna die because the fucking gas can't go nowhere.
Yeah, but to get the cables in there, I'll probably have to put them in through the bottom. So, I gotta cut a 27 by 27 inch square on the top. That's what the box is gonna be. Maybe I'll cut it a little small, just so when I build it, I can.
He's not confident enough to do it in one shot.
I did the other one in one shot.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I cut a section out that I needed for that plate, and then I set it there and I chalked it. I cut it one time and it fell right in, but.
We'll clean that mess up and I'm gonna take that out.
The pick right would have been done, but he found a bad seal.
Yeah, but we can still run it.
So.
But I will order it tomorrow.
So he was about done, and then he was greasing this rear PTO for the beaters, because these are removable beaters. And then
I see the oil's a little low, and then when I look, the drive shaft.
Yeah, somehow a bunch of hay. There's one little baler string, but it's more the hay.
No, that wasn't in there.
Oh, was it?
No.
Okay, so it was just hay. The baler string was from up here. You have that. As soon as he ripped that hay out, it started leaking good.
So I should have left it on as like a seal.
We're putting the last wall on. To the left. A little more.
It's good right there.
Okay. So what we did.
Now you're gonna hold it like a
Let me do this quick. No! Matt, I dropped it. It fell straight down.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, it's all I got. Alright. Matt, could you push that corner in? The chalk's falling apart. could just see us struggling. My chocks were falling apart. My good one, it rolled off the manure tank and I can't find it. So what we did is we placed the bottom perfectly. I tack welded that corner. And then Ferdy just...
Fabricators make like fucking $100 an hour just to be gone.
Matt...
Make sure they're paying me right.
Make sure they're paying me right, he says. Alright, so it's just a little tack, so as soon as he backs up, it'll break that weld. You want to back it off?
Just saying.
30. Or twist it off. It's a pretty good tack. So I didn't record us fiddling with snipping that with the cutter to get it to fit tight, but this middle seam right here, I could lay some silicone in there.
I call her a day.
So we'll lay a bead down that. This side's done, so we'll have to do this one, and the back wall's done. And then all I gotta do with the piece that you guys saw me take off 2 videos ago, maybe it was maybe it's gonna be 3 by the time this is out. I'm not sure. I'm gonna cut out all the pieces of that were the back wall, so it's only gonna have the framing and the pipes. That's gonna get stuck on here. We'll kind of measure it where it's gonna sit square, and then that's gonna get welded onto this wall.
Yeah.
I figured that's the easiest way than to make that back wall and try to put it on, because that's impossible to line up.
And that way everything is stiff and the wall is actually solid, not throw that junk back on there.
You know, the other one had holes everywhere, so got a new back wall, new ceiling, tanks longer. Basically anywhere that was really bad rusted will be repaired, all in one shot, and new baffles. Probably. All right, so what we got going on now is we're gonna put the back piece on, which is that right there. So Ferdy, while I was working on some other stuff, we got a lot of crap we've had in this tank for reinforcements, I see. That was an old manure pump rim. We found it in the ditch. The grass was too tall when it fell off on me. We couldn't find it in the fall. Found it this spring. Anyways, I was extending that pipe, added 2 feet to that, so that way it comes out. But I left the loop where it was, that way the loop wasn't in front of the fill pipe anymore, so we could actually see it from this side easier. So what Ferdy was doing, he's taking the cutter. My air hose popped off. I was filling air in the tires. He was cutting all the back walling off. That way we can just stick the support part back on.
Some of it just fell off.
It did. A lot of rust. That way we can put the spouts on and then the bracing that holds the back wall. Alright. Forgot the camera. Alright. So, we're trying to line this up. You gotta go that way about 3 inches. So we'll line it up, eyeballing it first. And then we gotta take the bucket or the clamp off. Because we would hit the ceiling, but way too much. Yeah, forwards. Oh. Because I can shimmy it like this. We'll try to figure out. We probably gotta let it down a little bit. Then we gotta measure where we gotta go.
Let's just mark where